Hello students. So student, in the previous class we have started with a new chapter, and that is matter around us pure or not? So in this chapter student, we try to understand that what is a pure. If we talk that is matter around us a pure or not, it means here at first we have understood that what is the meaning of a pure. What do we understand by the pure term? And what is the difference between a pure substance and that of the impure substance? As well as we have tried to understand that what are the characteristics, on what basis you can say that object is a pure one or a substance is a impure one. So if we talk about that of the pure substance, students, so we have understood here one thing, and that is a pure substances which is made up of only one kind of particle. That is what? That is the pure substances. And if we talk about the impure substances, so impure substances are the substances which is made up of more than one type of a particle, so which is a mixture only, which consisting of different particles in it, that we called as a mixture. Pure substances, basically we include the element and the compounds. Why is it so? Because if we talk about the element, if we talk about the compound, so element is made up of only one kind of a particle. So if we have taken calcium, so calcium element is made up of a calcium atom only. The same thing happened with that of the compound also. So if suppose we have taken that of the carbon dioxide, students, so carbon dioxide is basically made up of a carbon dioxide molecules only. So we will say that since it is made up of only one kind of a particle is there present in it, and that is why we will call it as a pure substances. Now, what are the characteristics, students? Okay, so we are saying that it is made up of only one kind of particles, so they are homogeneous. So throughout their mass, they are homogeneous in nature. It means the particles remain same here. They are homogeneous. Okay, this happens in that of the pure substances where homogeneity is there. Homogeneous particles are present. Same time of a particle is there throughout the mass. And if they are of a homogeneous, they possess the homogeneity. So we will say that because of having the homogeneous mixture, they cannot be separated from each other through any of the physical means. Okay, so either by the evaporation or by the crystallization, we are not able to separate these element and compounds from each other, or the pure substances from each other. What happened in case of impure substances, students? In case of impure substances, since they are not made up of one kind of a particle, two or more particles are present there, so they may be homogeneous or they may not be homogeneous, they may be heterogeneous. So homogeneous and heterogeneous both will be there in case of the mixture or in case of impure substances. Now, if they are heterogeneous, so we can say that we are able to separate them through the physical means also. Okay, so this is what, these are some of the characteristics. On the basis of that, we can say that this substance is what is a pure substance, or this is an impure substance. Okay, so we have understood here one thing, student, and that is the pure substances we have included the element and the compound, and in case of impure substances we have used that of the mixture. Okay, so is matter around us pure? So if we make a flow chart, so the first thing is the matter here, that what is a matter? Anything that occupies space and has mass is a matter. Now matter can be what? It can be a pure substance or it can be impure substance. Okay, so all of the things are the matter which is present around us. That is what? That is the matter only, which we can see, which we can touch. That is a matter only. Okay, but this matter, it can be pure, it can be impure. So on the basis of that, we have divided into the two one, and that is pure substances, means pure matter is also there, and the second one is the impure substances. Okay, so pure substance is there, students, and that of the impure substances is there. Now this pure substances is also divided into two. So we are saying that the pure substances what? It can be element, it can be a compound. So on the basis of that we have divided the pure substances again into two, and that is the elements and that of the compound. So both of them are homogeneous. Both of them we will call them as a pure substances. So pure substances is divided into two, that is element and that of compound. What about the impure substances? So impure substances, it can be what? It can be a mixture. Okay. So which is made up of a more than a one type of a particle. So instead of using the impure substances, we can also use the mixture here. There will be no issue with that. So mixture is also the same. Now when you look at the mixture, so mixture is again divided into two, students, and that is homogeneous or a heterogeneous. We are saying that in case of an element and compound, they are homogeneous throughout the mass. But in case of a mixture, they may be homogeneous, they may not be homogeneous. Okay? It means the mixture is again divided into homogeneous mixture, and that of the heterogeneous mixture also. Heterogeneous mixture. So it is divided into homogeneous and a heterogeneous mixture. So till now, student, we have understood the term that is pure substances and impure substances. As well as we have understood that one thing, that the pure substances, basically we are talking about the elements, we are talking about the compounds, and if we talk about the impure substances, in which two or more particles are present there, they are mixed together, so that we will include it into the mixture only. Now the mixture is also divided into two, that is homogeneous mixture and that of the heterogeneous mixture. Now what we will do, students, we will try to understand the pure substances one by one. It means we will try to understand that what is the element, what are the characteristics of element, how elements are divided again, then what are the compounds, what are the characteristics of the compound, how the elements differ from that of the compound in their properties, and finally we will study about that of the mixture also, that is what is the mixture, what are the different types of a mixture. Now before we go further and try to understand about that of the element and that of the compound, student, let us try to see one of the property which is very important to understand. This will help us to understand the element also, and that is malleability and that of the ductility. Okay, so malleability, ductility, and one more thing, student, and that is brittle. So we will talk about brittleness. Okay, and brittleness. Okay, so malleability, ductility, and brittleness. Okay, so first of all, try to understand these three properties and then we will move on. So if we talk about the malleability, so basically malleability, which when beaten with the hammer, it will spread itself into a thin sheet, or which can be hammered and converted into the thin sheet. That property possessed by any of the substances, that is known as the malleability, and the substance we will call it as a malleable. Okay, so we can write the definition here. The property of a metal which allows metal, the property which allows metal to be hammered into thin sheets, without breaking. Without breaking is called malleability. Is called malleability. Okay, so we can say that the property through which we can say it allows metal to be hammered into thin sheets without breaking, that is known as the malleability here. If we talk about the ductibility, so it is also a property. So the property which allows the metal to be drawn, metals to be drawn into thin wires. Okay, into thin wires is called ductility. That is called as a ductility. Okay, so this is the property of the malleability, this is the property of a ductility. Now let us try to understand that what is brittleness. So the property due to which when you hammer a non-metal, it will break into pieces, that is known as a brittleness. Okay, so property due to which non-metals breaks into pieces when hammered. Okay, it will break into pieces when hammered, and its property is called as brittleness. That is called as a brittleness. Okay, so this is what, student, this is the basic definition of that of the malleability, ductility and that of the brittleness, students. Okay. Okay, brittleness. Malleability is what? Basically, this kind of a property is shown by that of the metal. We will understood about that of the metal and non-metal in the element when we will discuss about element. Now, let me tell you that the malleability is what? It is a property which is possessed by the metal. When you hammer the metal, then by hammering, we can draw it into thin sheets. Okay, so you have seen the thin sheets of iron, of aluminium, of a copper. So these are what? These are basically made up of a metal, and that is why when you hammer, we can draw it into thin sheets. And this property is known as the malleability. If we talk about the ductility, students, so this is also a property in which we used to hammer the metal, and the metal wire can be drawn through hammering. Okay, so after hammering, we can draw the metal into that of the thin wire. This property is called as a ductility. If we talk about the brittleness, so the property due to which the non-metal is there, and this non-metal break into pieces. When you break it, when you hammer it, then it is called brittleness. So non-metal possess brittleness, while the metal, they possess the malleability and ductility. So before we go and try to understand that of the element and that of the metal and non-metal, we should know the meaning of the malleability and that of the ductility and brittleness. Now, moving on and try to understand the first student, and that is element. element. Okay, so we will start with the topic, and that is known as the elements here, students. So we are already knowing about that the term element, and first of all we are knowing that the element is what? It is a pure substance, and element basically it is made up of only one kind of a particle. Okay, as well as it cannot be broken further, okay, by any of the physical means. So we can write it that an element is a simpler substance. An element is a simpler substance which cannot be divided further. Okay, so which cannot be split up, which cannot be split up. Split up, it means breaking. Okay, it cannot be split up into two or more simpler substances. Two or more simpler substances. Two or more simpler substances by the usual methods like heating, or with the help of the light, students, or even with the help of the electric energy. Okay, applying heat, light, or even electric energy. Okay, so this is what? It is a simpler substance which cannot be split up into two or more simpler substances by the usual methods, by the usual chemical method that we use for breaking of a particle into two or more. So we cannot break it into, we cannot split it into two or more substances by using heat, by using light, or even with the help of the electric energy. So this is the definition, and it is very important to know the definition, because many times the question is asked that what do you understand by the element here. Now let us see that some of the other thing about element. Okay, example, student, there are a lot more example. For example, if we talk about the hydrogen element. So hydrogen is what? It is an element, and it is made up of a hydrogen atoms. So we are not able to split it into two or more the simpler substances in case of a hydrogen. So hydrogen is what? It is an element. Like that, student, if we talk about the oxygen is there. So oxygen is also what? An element which cannot be broken further into two or more simpler substances. Okay, so any of the elements you can take, they are consisting of a different kind of atoms, and we cannot split the elements into simpler substances by using the usual chemical methods. Now the question arises that why we are not able to break them. So the reason is that since they are made up of only one kind of atom, that we have seen in case of a pure substances also, that in case of a pure substances it is made up of one kind of a particle. The same thing we can do for the element also, that it is made up of only one kind of a atom. Okay, so we can write about the element, and that is they cannot be split up into simpler substances. An element cannot be split up into simpler substances since it cannot be split up into the simpler substances since it is made of only one kind of atom. Only one kinds of atom. Okay, so since it is made up of only one kind of atom, and that is why we will say that the element, it cannot be split up. Okay, so if we talk about the copper one, so if you are saying student about that of the copper metal, so copper metal is made up of what? A lot of copper atom is there. Okay, so these many copper atom, they combine together to form the copper element. I already had discussed that even you will take example of any of the element, it is made up of only one kind of a atom, and that is why we are not able to split up, we are not able to break them into the further one. Okay, now if we talk about the elements, so there are 119 elements which are known to us and whose properties are known to us, students. So out of that, these all are what? These all are the elements, and they all are made up of the atoms. Okay. And when you look at any of the thing which is present around us, it is made up of one or two more kind of elements. So two or more elements, they combine together to form a new substance. So all the things which is living, non-living things which is present around us, it is basically made up of one or more element. Okay. So we can write about element, that is, there are which occur in nature. And how many are there, student? 94. And can be prepared artificially. Okay, so can be prepared artificially. So 24 elements are there which is prepared artificially, and 94 are there which occur in the nature, which is known to us. Okay, and every substance in this world is made up of one or more element. Every substance is made up of one or more element. Okay, so every substance which is present around us is made up of one or more element. Okay, students. Now, some of the common elements that we are knowing, a lot of things are there, student. I am not going to write it again. Aluminium, graphite is there, which is a form of a carbon. That also a non-metal, but doesn't matter. But this will comes in the element. Okay. Now, the elements, they used to combine together a lot of other substances. Like you will see that, like if you see, students, so hydrogen and oxygen, they combine together, both are elements, so both of them, they combine together to form water, which is very essential for us. So you are knowing that the formula of the water is H2O. It means it is made up of a hydrogen and that of the oxygen. If we talk about the sugar, student, we use sugar everyday life, and it is consisting of a carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so carbon, hydrogen and oxygen is present in the sugar. Okay, if we talk about the common salt, students, so this is also made up of a element. So anything which is present around us, it is made up of a combination of one or more elements. They combine together to form that substance which is present around us. Now, in our body, there is a need of elements are there. Let me tell you, like if we talk that human body, it contains 65 65% of oxygen. So our body is already made up of an element. So 65% oxygen element is there. 65% oxygen element. Then 18% carbon element. 18% is the carbon element. Then 10% hydrogen. 10% is hydrogen element. Then 3% is nitrogen element. 3% nitrogen element. 3% is nitrogen element. 3% nitrogen element is there. Then 2% calcium element. 2% is calcium element is there, and 2% is other elements is there. So we can say that 2% other elements. 2% is of other elements. Now if we talk, student, then we should know that the element can exist in all state of the matter. That is, it can exist in a liquid state, it can exist in a solid state, as well as it can exist in a gaseous state. So there are a lot more elements are there which basically occur in the solid state, but the elements are also present around us which exist in the liquid and a gaseous state. So we can write it. That is element can exist in solid, liquid and gaseous state. Okay, so we can write it solid, liquid and gaseous state. In the gaseous state also. Okay, now, okay, then solid state, student, what are the different kind of element which exist in a solid state? So there are a lot, like if we talk about that, iron is there, copper is there, gold, silver, okay, aluminium, etc. Lot more are there which basically exist in a solid state. There are elements which exist in liquid state also. So in liquid state, two elements basically. The first one is the bromine. Bromine is a non-metal, student. Let me tell you, bromine exists in a liquid state, and then bromine is there, and finally that of the mercury. So you are knowing about the mercury, student. Mercury also exists in a liquid state. Okay, mercury. Okay, so these are the two elements which exist in a liquid state. The element which exists in the gaseous state. So in gaseous state, students, there are some of the elements which exist in a gaseous state, and these can be oxygen, nitrogen. You are knowing about that. So nitrogen is there. Nitrogen is there. Then oxygen is there, nitrogen is there. Then fluorine. Fluorine is also, it's a kind of a gas. Okay, so we can write it. The fluorine gas is also there. Lot more. Okay, these are what? These exist. Helium is also there, student. Hydrogen is also there, which exists in gases. Okay, so helium, hydrogen. So these are the elements which exist in a gaseous state. So we have seen here, students, that the elements, it can exist in the solid state, in case of the liquid state, in case of the gaseous state also. Now elements, basically it is divided. If we talk about the property, on the basis of their property, they are basically classified into metals, non-metals and metalloids. Okay, metals, non-metal, metalloid, these all belong to element, but due to some of the characteristics which is possessed by them differ from each other, we have categorized the element also into metal, non-metal and metalloid. So we will discuss about the metal, non-metal and metalloid.